Ever notice how you can get 10 compliments and 1 criticism, but the criticism is what keeps you up at night? There's this fascinating reason why negative feedback sticks with us so much more than positive stuff. Hey, I'm Gregory, founder of the Brain Academy. So during a recent session, the student came to me and she was really confused. She was like, Gregory, this is driving me crazy. I've been holding on to this negative comment from my boss for years, but I can't remember a single compliment she's given me, even though she praises me every week. Why do I do this to myself? Well, this experience shows a fundamental thing about how our brains process information. This tendency to focus on criticism isn't a personal flaw. It's actually hardwired into your brain. Psychologists call it the negativity bias. There was this study in 2001 by Baumeister and his colleagues at Case Western Reserve University, and they found that negative events have way more impact on our psychological state than positive ones. Their research showed that we process negative information more thoroughly than positive information, and it affects us more strongly. Now, this bias evolved for a good reason. You see, throughout human history, paying attention to negative information was crucial for survival. Ignoring a potential threat could be fatal. But missing out on something positive, that wasn't as big a deal, right? A 2019 study from the University of Chicago proved this using imaging technology. They found that the brain literally allocates more neural resources to processing negative feedback than positive feedback. So this explains why criticism feels so much more intense and memorable. And here was really interesting. This connects to our self-worth. A 2022 study in the Journal of Personality showed that people with lower self-esteem have an even stronger negativity bias. They not only remember criticism more vividly, but they're also more likely to interpret neutral feedback as negative. Understanding the negativity bias gives you some powerful tools to change how you process feedback in everyday life. First, your fixation on criticism isn't a character flaw. It's your brain doing exactly what it evolved to do. And this knowledge alone can help reduce the shame and self-judgment that often comes with ruminating on negative feedback. Your brain isn't broken, it's just running outdated survival software. Second, this explains why just telling yourself, "Don't worry about it," well, that rarely works. Your brain is designed to prioritize negative information. So effective strategies have to work with this bias instead of fighting it. Try balancing each piece of criticism by intentionally recalling 3 specific pieces of positive feedback you've gotten. And third, understanding this bias changes how you can prepare for situations where you might get feedback. Research shows that proactively getting into a positive emotional state before receiving feedback, like by reviewing past successes, well, that creates this psychological buffer that helps neutralize the negativity bias. But maybe most importantly, this knowledge can improve your relationships. When you realize that your partner, friends, or colleagues are also dealing with this same bias, you can be more intentional about how you give criticism and more generous with genuine praise. Try keeping a praise journal where you write down positive comments people make about you. When criticism comes, acknowledge it, but balance it by reviewing your collection of praise. This simple practice has been shown to gradually recalibrate your brain's response to feedback. Understanding this negativity bias is just one way to gain more control over your emotional reactions. In my leadership program, I've seen how this knowledge transforms people's relationship with feedback. If you want to learn more about how your brain processes information, check us out at brainacademy.com. Brain out!